The trading and P&L account of Bindas Limited for the year ended 31st March is as under. We have purchases of transistors, tape recorders, spare parts for servicing and repair job, and you have mention of ABC, some values. Then we have salaries, wages, rent, sundry expenses, net profit with their respective values. Then on credit we have sales of transistors, tape recorders, servicing and repair jobs, okay, their respective values. Then we have stocks on 31st March of transistor, tape recorders, spare parts, their respective values, and split between ABC. So we should understand what is this ABC. Question says prepare departmental accounts for each of the three departments ABC. So here the ABC basically stands for three departments A, B and C. So we have to prepare departmental accounts for each of three departments A, B, C mentioned above after taking into consideration the following. Number one, transistors and tape recorders were sold at the showroom, whereas servicing and repairs are conducted at workshop. Okay, so transistors, tape recorders are being sold in showroom, service and repairs are being at workshop. Then we have salaries and wages comprises, for showroom it is 3/4 and for workshop it is 1/4. Then it was decided to allocate the showroom salaries and wages in the ratio of 1:2 between departments A and B. Okay. Then we also have workshop rent is 500 per month. Showroom rent is to be divided equally between department A and B. Then sundry expenses have to be allocated on the basis of turnover of each department. So here item A is very critical. Transistors and tape recorders are sold at showroom, whereas servicing and repairs are carried out at workshop. And we have three departments A, B, C. So now if you look at here the sales, we basically have sales of transistors happening at department A, sales of tape recorders happening at department B, and servicing and repair jobs happening at department C. So this is basically workshop, whereas these two are actually showrooms. Okay, so these two are showrooms and this is workshop. So workshop has spare parts, okay, as opening stock or say purchases, and again they have spare parts as their closing stock, and their income is mainly out of servicing and repair, whereas the showrooms they have purchased transistors and tape recorders, okay, then they sell transistors and tape recorders and they have stock of transistors and tape recorders. Okay, with this background we have to prepare departmental accounts. It means now we have to distribute all these items between those three departments. So let's get started. We have to prepare departmental P&L accounts for the year ended 31st March. Now let's capture the sales department wise. First let's capture what is the sales department wise, and that is going to be simple for us because almost we have the split up. What is the sales as far as department A is concerned? It is 1,75,000. So we'll write by sales for department A, it is 1,75,000. What about department B? They sell tape recorders in showroom and it is 1,40,000. So it is 1,40,000. What about department C? Do they sell anything? No, but they get their income from servicing and repair jobs. That is department C, and it is 35,000. So let us not put it across sales. So in that place we'll have it as nil. Then we'll say buy services, which is applicable only for department C, 35,000. So for A and B it is hyphen or nil. Okay. So in this way we have captured the top lines of all the three departments. Okay. Now let us capture their expenses also. Go back to the question. Let us capture their expenses. They have various expenses. Let's capture one by one. If you take all the three departments, number one, there is purchases. Transistors purchases happening at department A. So we'll say two purchases. In department A, transistors 1,60,000. Then in department B, 1,25,000 purchase of tape recorder. So 1,25,000 across department B, okay, and department A already we have done. What about Department C? Is there any purchases? No. I mean, there is no purchases meant for sale, but they have spare parts for servicing and repair job purchased in Department C. Okay, let's distinguish that from purchases for sales. So we'll show it separately. Two spares, okay, two spares applicable only for Department C, 80,000. Okay, it means spares are not applicable for A and B, and similarly the purchase is not applicable for Department C. Then any other items which already available in a distributed form? Yes, we have closing stock on 31st March. Department A 60,100, so we'll take it to credit by closing stock 60,100. Then tape recorder closing stock with Department B 20,300, 20,300. Then we have closing stock of spare parts for servicing and repair jobs with the Department C 44,600, so 44,600. So in this way we have captured the closing stocks. Then we have some items which have to be apportioned. To start with, salaries and wages. So what information you have regarding salaries and wages? Salaries and wages is 48,000. Question says salaries and wages comprises as follows: showroom 3/4 and workshop 1/4. So if I put it here, what is the amount of salaries and wages? The amount what we have is 48,000. Of this 48,000, 3/4 will go to showroom, okay, and 1/4 will go to workshop. So what is the value of 1/4? The value of 1/4 is something like 12,000, right? It means 3/4 is 36,000. Now workshop is nothing but your Department C. Your Department A and B comprises showroom. So how it is allocated between Department A and B? It was decided to allocate the showroom salaries and wages in the ratio of 1:2. I'm sorry, I'll repeat. That is, this salaries and wages transferred or meant for showroom, that is 36,000, have to be distributed between two departments A and B in the ratio of 1:2. That is, 1/3 should go to Department A and 2/3 should go to Department B. So 36,000 and its 1/3 will work out to 12,000 for Department A and 24,000 for Department B. Okay, so it means this 12,000 of salaries and wages will go to Department A, 24,000 will go to Department B, and remaining 12,000 will go to Department C. So let's check that. Two salaries and wages, 12,000 for Department A, so it is right. Then 24,000 for Department B, fine, and 12,000 for Department C, so that is also perfect. So in that way we have captured the salaries. Then comes rent. What adjustment or what information we have regarding rent? We have adjustment number C, where workshop rent is 500 per month. Okay, workshop is basically Department C, so they pay 500 per month into 12, it means they pay 6,000. Okay, showroom rent is to be divided equally between departments A and B. What is the total rent we have? If you go to the question, we have a total rent as 10,800. Okay, in that Department C pays 6,000. So if I say total rent is 10,800 and in that Department C pays 6,000, it means remaining 4,800 have to be paid by Department A and B equally. So Department A will pay equal amount of 2,400 and Department B should pay equal amount of 2,400. So let's cross check. We have two rent: Department A 2,400, Department B 2,400, and Department C 6,000. Any other items we have? Yes, we have sundry expenses. If you note, you have sundry expenses 11,000. Then question says sundry expenses are to be allocated on the basis of turnover of each department. So what is the turnover of each department? The turnover is in the ratio of 1,75,000, 1,40,000 and 35. So if you want to create a ratio, you have to add the sales of all three, and in turn you have to create a ratio something like this: 175 is to 140 is to 35. Okay, so if we condense this even further, we'll get a finer numbers. I'm not getting into that, but this 11,000 can be distributed in this ratio. So if I distribute that 11,000 in this ratio, I'm going to get the numbers as 5,500, 4,400 and 1,100. Fine. So now what we'll do the totaling. We'll see in which side we have higher total. As far as the department A is concerned, on credit side we have higher total, 2,35,000. On debit side we have lesser total, so it is throwing a difference, but let's write the total both sides. So now there is a difference on debit side. That difference works out to 55,200, and that is nothing but the net profit of department A. Now let's check for department B. On credit side we have 1,60,300. Debit side we have a shortage, so debit side also will write 1,60,300. It means there is a difference. Difference is 4,500. That is nothing but the profit of department B. But when it comes to department C, on debit side we have higher total. If you add the four items on debit, it works out to 99,100. So credit side also let us write 99,100. It means on credit side there is a difference. Difference works out to 19,500. That is nothing but net loss of department C.